Hey y'all, welcome back to Talk About Tuesday. Hey Piggy, Melinda, thanks for being here. I have a air conditioner running in this room. I'm not sure if it's affecting the sound. Derek's supposed to let me know if I need to turn it off or not. He hasn't said anything yet, so maybe it's not affecting the sound. I don't think it is. Um, I've actually got a new device. I'm not on that little tablet anymore, so I can see the chat really well. We kind of bit the bullet, went and bought a laptop computer. So it's I'm hoping it does a little better. I try not to do this awkward silence pause, but I was reading the chat too. Like I said, I kept waiting for Derek to let me know if the air conditioner was messing up anything. Hey Melinda, I appreciate you being here. Hey Scotty, hope you're doing good. I used the laptop for the first time last Tuesday when I participated in Tony's game night, and I really liked using it for that because now I won't have to do well. I don't know if I'm actually looking at the little camera that's on there, but now I can just kind of see the chat, and it's way better than that. And I'm not knocking the little tablet that Derek first got, but it's just making this a lot better, I think. Derek, does the air conditioner, is it affect anything? I've been waiting for you to say. I'm assuming that it's not, or you would have already said. And I'm not listening for you in the living room. You can just type it in chat and let me know that either it's okay. Instead of just typing to me like I was expecting him to do, he had to walk to the doorway to say, all good. Yeah, Melinda. Um, wish this laptop's going to come in handy um, for other things as well. Um, which I mean, it's not. I'm sure it's not top of the line, but I just bought it from Walmart. Um, but it's served it's done its job so far. So I hope it continues to. Yes, Scotty. I'm surprised he left his recliner. Hey, Suburban Hillbilly. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing good. I think everybody could use some cooler weather, which we're not as hot today as we have been. The wind's blowing like 20 mile an hour. It's hot, but it's a little more bearable than what it's been. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we've I know weather-wise, especially up in New England, they're breaking records, and technically, we're not even the first day of summer yet. I think that's Thursday. Oh, Scotty, it's not 99 here. I don't even think the heat index was gonna get up to above probably the mid 90s today. Sorry, I know I'm looking all around. Um, I was used to that little tablet screen and looking back at my regular computer. So I was trying to figure out where everything is on this one. Oh, Melinda. um, yeah, confined rooms at a certain temperature, they can get chilly. 103, I can imagine a temperature like that, Scotty. Um, Even though we're in South Georgia, I don't really know what our record breaking temp was, but I'm sure it was something, close to that. But I don't think we've actually had a temperature of that in a while. You love the heat, Melinda. Um, I really don't know what I prefer because being extremely cold is just as bad as being, hot. I don't know what this thing is doing. Ah, new computer. I don't know what it just done. I don't know if I blinked out to y'all or not. It did on my end. Ah, Suburban. Those restaurants though, they do keep it chilly, which I could get that too. But yeah, sometimes I have actually wore like a thicker shirt or a coat, and like if me and my boss man are out of town, um, and sometimes I am grateful that I wore a thicker shirt. Well, like I'm wearing now, I wear these year round. Um, but yeah, restaurants can kind of freeze you out too sometimes. But I get what you're saying too. The rest of it. That's one thing I guess I'm grateful for. I have to be outside sometimes, but not all the time. I am lucky enough to be in an air conditioned office most of the time, or an air conditioned store part, even though the ceilings in our store are real high and it doesn't get as cool in there. It's better than the outside temperature, but it's not just like walking into a nice cold room. Yeah, Derek's he he could definitely have the nickname of Sasquatch, and actually, I think that's what we tease him about sometimes. Yeah, the '60s and '70s, Scotty. 68 to 74, I think is just kind of the perfect ideal temperature. And of course, my customers, it goes back to that conversation that seems like we have every single time. Of I don't remember it being this hot. It seems like that's just a repeat every 6 months. People don't remember it being this hot, and then closer to December, I know I'm gonna get the same people saying, "I just don't remember it being this cold." But in actuality, I think we just go so long through the seasons every year that we kind of do forget the heat and the cold, and which now we're in South, or we are, me and Derek. We're expected to get hot down here. So it's kind of just maybe above average temperature sometimes, but it it's gonna get hot. when it's supposed to. You know, it's like I had heard on the radio one time. Um, if it was a 110-degree heat index on Christmas Day, yeah, then we could kind of panic or say, the weather is really, strange. Sorry, I got my cold snack. Which I have those even in the wintertime. I was not just going to change the subject from the weather, but I was even thinking today, wondering if I maybe had another ghost story. Um, sorry. Suburban hillbilly, we have a well here, so we don't actually have a water bill, but we're dreading our electricity bill. Our light bill, I know, is going to be rough because we've got now these two little window units. They've been running constantly, as well as our central unit too. We got just a little bit of rain yesterday. Um, and actually, the weather wasn't even really calling for rain. I think we have less than a 20% chance, but we did get some rain. Um, but it was just really enough to just make you roll up your car windows. And then afterwards, the sun come out, and it seemed to get 10 degrees hotter than what it was before it rained. Like I said, I was thinking of maybe if there was a ghost story. I've told the two major ones, uh, and there was just a lot of. I think I mentioned that before. Just weird, unexplained things. Um, I have though actually. I was at the house at mom and daddy's house one day by myself, and I don't know. Rhonda was already married, so I know we were over 20. It was she got married when we were 20. I got married when we were 21, so it was in between then because she was already married and I was there at the house alone. I was washing dishes and hey, Mouse Toes, thank you for being here. I am so glad that you popped in, and I had such fun last Tuesday. But right quick, what I was saying, to get to the kitchen from the back door, mom and daddy had a utility room and where the washer and dryer was, and just a bunch of other stuff. And I was standing there at the sink, and my back would have been to that utility room in the back door. And I was washing dishes, and you know how floors are going to creak and pop, but you can specifically tell, like when somebody's walking on that floor. I was standing there washing dishes, just not paying much attention. And the floor behind me, right there at the start of the kitchen, as you come into it from the utility room, I heard it pop. And then, I don't know, it was just a few seconds later, I felt something tap me on my shoulder. So when I turned around, of course, I really wasn't expecting somebody to be there, but at the same time, uh, you feel that distinctive tap on your shoulder. That happened to me several times. And then later in the day, because I had let some stuff soak, I was saving. Mama had a glass platter that she would put like the pork chops and stuff in, the fried pork chops and stuff, and she'd had pork chops or something in it, and it was kind of greasy, but it was glass. So I was trying to save the greasy stuff for last. And I had picked it up, and just I had felt that presence, like I said, just about all day. But when I picked up that glass platter, I told Mama that it just slipped out of my hands because it was greasy. But y'all, actually, I felt something hit that platter, knocked it out of my hands, and it just shattered into a million pieces at my feet. Um, that you, it wasn't just me dropping it. You could distinctly tell that there was a pressure to it, that made it come out of my hands. Now I don't know why it wanted me to break Mama's favorite dish, but like I said, I told her that I had just dropped it accidentally, and it was a few months after that, maybe even a year. I had mentioned that to her again, and she was gonna ask me. She said if something more, had happened, and so I finally fessed up to her because Mama would stay down there sometimes and try to clean up. Um, and she always felt this presence, and it wasn't always an evil kind of thing, but certain times you could just tell. um, Mama finally left the house one day and went up there to the service station. She would start a load of clothes and get busy doing something else, thinking that the washing machine had stopped. She would go in there and the lid would be up. They hadn't even washed because of the lid switch. It won't agitate if the lid's not down. And she'd let it down and it would wash. She'd go hang those out, start another load, and just same thing. And she would know that she would put the lid down. And that happened numerous times. I mean, we can't even count the number of times that happened. Some people, I get it. You're gonna forget maybe to let the lid down, but every single time, every week, no. But that was just something else though that was in the house. It would do that. Just craziness stuff like that. Suburban hillbilly. Yeah, that's something else too that I don't know how true it was. We were told years and years ago that that house was actually built on a burial ground. Now, like I said, we don't know how true that was, but I'm sure that lots of property is, and because families used to didn't you didn't know that there was an established cemetery somewhere, so I'm sure there's lots of houses and properties built over stuff, over cemeteries, and you just don't know it. Yeah, sometimes ghosts are good company, and sometimes not. I definitely mouse toes. Um, and accepting something being there with you it don't make it any less scary, um, and it really don't make it go away. um, but you do kind of get used to certain things, I think. um, I mean, that house stayed. I mean, Daddy lived in that house until he got sick and passed away. um, there was just a lot of unexplainable things. You could, like I said, in the other lives, you could put something down and then later try to go get it, or need it again, and it's not there. And it would show up in the strangest of places that for a fact that you had not put a serving spoon in the utility room, on the shelf with the flashlight. Just stuff like that all the time happened. Oh, suburban hillbilly. That's interesting. Um, Now that's something me and my aunts used to, and I hate to use the word enjoy doing, but we did enjoy visiting old cemeteries. I looked at one. She took me to one, trying to remember exactly where we were. We were we had went to Thomaston, Georgia, but I actually saw the grave of a 17-year-old soldier. I think it said he was had died in like 1720 something. Um, that is, I think, the oldest grave that I have ever personally seen. The Battle of Jonesboro. I've never personally heard of that one. We had also visited on our trip, me and my aunts. There was 12 unknown graves. Um, and the last time my aunt had been there, there was 12 unknown. But when she took me and my other aunt back, they had actually identified one of them. So there was his name and age and everything. And that just, it tickled her, that finally he had a name. He that finally knew who he was. Melinda, if I read that right, you're saying that you had a little unseen intruder that left kitchen cabinets open. We didn't never find the traditional, cabinet door left open. Um, but now in my room, um, like I said, this was after Rhonda got married and moved out, so we were 20. I hadn't turned 21 yet. My room, I would actually lock the door. I'd shut them off the door at night, and every single morning that I got up, it didn't matter what time of the morning that I got up, my closet light was on and the door was cracked open, yay far, every single morning. And I knew that Mama and Daddy wasn't sneaking in, unlocking my door, sneaking in to do that. Daddy would have had a fit that that closet light was on, burning electricity when it wasn't needed. So I know he wasn't doing it. Now, me personally, I never saw that occur. So I never have ever known like how long after I fell asleep. I don't remember waking up through the night seeing it, but it would be every morning. Um, so yeah, that got aggravating. Suburban hillbilly. I had never thought about that. Yeah, that I was locking myself in with it. Um, I don't know. I had never looked at it that way. There was one night I had a picture of my nephew on a shelf. It was just a board screwed to the wall. Um, and I had the picture frame. I didn't have the little flap on the back out. I had just set the picture against the wall. And I remember laying there one night, and I just had a twin size bed, but I heard something and it scared me awake, of course. And when I just really kind of got up and looked, the picture had fell off of that shelf, but it was laying up against the wall, face up, and I just left it there. I don't even know how I fell back asleep because it did spook me out a little bit. But the next morning I got up and there again, the closet light was on and the door was cracked open. But I put the picture back up on the shelf And later, though, because I had carpet in my bedroom, just for the heck of it, I tried to make that picture fall off of that shelf, and I was even willing to risk breaking it. I just took my finger, and just pulled it off where I know how it was setting up against that wall. Every time that I tried to make that picture frame fall, the shelf was too wide for it to actually fall on off the shelf. It would just fall face down and still have plenty of shelf not to come off of there. So whatever caused it to fall, I really don't know. I could never get it to duplicate. I could never get it to fall physically off of that shelf. Yeah, Derek. Um, I don't think that was held true then. Maybe now. Um, it was just definitely those stuff like that all the time in that house. Hey, Dale. Thanks for being here. I hope you're doing good. Sorry, I'm trying not to do the awkward silence. I was looking at the chat. I was trying to figure out what Derek just put in the chat. I see now. I seen on the news this morning that 82% of the United States was going to have temperatures above 90 degrees or above today. And that's just crazy to think about. 82%. My twin sister, I emailed her this morning, and she didn't know for sure if she was going to pop in or not. I've always told her, it's not a have to. Um, so I figured if she was going to say anything that she would have done popped in, but I just always look for her in the chat that it's not um, like I said, I have to. Oh, Dale, yes, I do have a twin sister. We're identical, except for the weight difference. That there's a guy that I know, his wife actually run into my twin sister and thought it was me. Um, so that happens quite regularly though. Um, I would love to be able to do a video with her. Now I did a little short showing our pictures. There was two pictures um, of us. One of them. Trying to remember how old we were in that first picture. We might have been around 7, maybe a little older. I can't remember. We had actually went fishing that day between our house and where my grandparents lived. They lived about 35 minutes away. There was the Lappaw River. So we had stopped and fished. And that particular day, I caught a 3-pound catfish. Um, so I was tickled. But my uncle actually took the photo um, of us sitting on the fence. He was quite the photographer. He loved to take pictures. And then that second photo that I showed in the short, um, that was, if I remember correctly, that was our 26th or 27th birthday. We were actually going out to the Huddle House for supper that night. Yeah, Dale. That's what I had said in one of my other lives. You know, twins used to be very, not very rare, but they were rarer. And it seems like now, though, they have become, for some reason, more common. You hardly don't encounter somebody now that don't have, twins that they either know very well or in their family or something along those lines. Twins are just they seem to be more common now. Mhm. Now, I actually personally know more twins that are women. I do know some that are males, guys, boys. Um, but I actually know more that are girls. Which now, and I know I've done discussed this one time, but me and Rhonda are what's considered mirror twins. And actually, one of my customers where I work had come in, and I had no idea he was a twin until we started talking. And I had mentioned sometimes when I mention mirror twins to other people, they don't quite know what that is. But when I mentioned mirror twins to him, he said, "Yeah," he said, "Me and my brother are mirror twins." And it was the first time that I had ever spoke to somebody that was a twin that that were mirror twins too. Which mirror twins are just it's like when you're looking at your twin, everything it's like seeing your reflection. Um, Rhonda's left-handed. I'm right-handed. Just different things like that. That, like I said, when you stand them face to face, it's almost like you're their reflection. Melinda. Um, oh my gosh, suburban hillbilly. Yeah, that's a lot of set of twins. Which I actually know a man. He's in his early 60s now. His mama actually had three sets of fraternal twins, but hmm. And that's one reason, again, that me and Derek kind of decided not to have children because twins do seem to run bad in our family. So we just, I don't know. I guess I was trying to play it safe because, and I know I spoke about this before too, but mine and Rhonda's oldest sister, she's 8 years older than we are, but she actually had a set of identical twins as well. So not only do I have a twin sister, I have identical twin nieces as well. Derek, it wasn't until I just read your comment that that did not even cross my mind. It never dawned on me that Warren and Mike never had a mustache or a beard. My daddy always had a beard and a mustache. I couldn't imagine. I only remember seeing daddy one time without a beard and mustache. I don't know if he had messed up or something, but he had shaved it. And when he, because they owned and operated the service station, and I remember he was standing up there after he had shaved, and he was changing a tire, and this guy pulled up, and he was standing there, and Daddy said, he said, "Can I help you with something?" He's like, "Yeah, where's Wayne at?" And Daddy said, "It's me. I'm right here." And nobody recognized him after he had shaved his mustache and beard. It was hilarious. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read the chat. Um, just making sure I hadn't missed anything too. And I know I'm causing awkward silent moments. Sorry. Um, I'm kind of not running out of things to talk about, but I didn't want to, you I didn't have anything else to contribute there at the moment. On a different note, and since Dale's in here, I went and had my hair mowed today. Nana, having her hair done, inspired me to go get me a haircut. So, um, yeah, I mean, I don't think it looks much different, but um, it definitely feels better. I had not had a proper haircut since right before COVID. So, yes, it was. Um, I would trim my own bangs, and that's probably why they look so bad usually. But um, when I saw her new hairdo, I had been telling Derek, though, for a little while that I needed a good haircut because it had got just unhealthy and too long, and it was staying tangled and just. But yeah, I got it done today. Thank you, Dale. Oh yeah, Dale. And with a just shaving a mustache or something, it can make somebody look so completely different. I have seen YouTube videos where a guy will shave off their beard or mustache and then walk up to their little one, and it freaks them out. Yes. Now, when me and before me and Derek started dating, we were kind of best friends. He would come up there to the service station and see me, and we would sit and hang out, play cards. And now he didn't have a goatee then; he had a mustache. I don't even think he had a beard, but he showed up one day and he had shaved off his mustache, and it was shocking to see the difference. I mean, he looked literally like he was 15 years old. Um, and I told him though after we got together for him to never ever ever shave his mustache off again. I'm Melinda, going to eat supper. I appreciate you being here. Have a good night, and I'll catch you the next Talk About Tuesday. Oh, Well, Derek, has got his long hair and now keeps it in a ponytail. That he had got a haircut. It's been a little while ago now, and I thought he'd kind of got it cut too short. So I told him to be careful telling those ladies, you letting those ladies take the scissors to his hair. Mhm. Hey, Ginger. Thanks for being here. I hope y'all are doing okay. Yeah, Piggy, I agree. Like I said, I know just me looking at the chat, it's leaving these awkward, silent moments, and that to me is where Derek does better. Um, he can kind of fill up the time, whereas I'm just kind of struggling just to read the chat. And like I said, I don't mean to have these silent moments. Yeah, I figured Derek would have already got a haircut by now, especially as hot as it's been. But I still don't want you to cut it short because now when we first got together, he kind of had like a mullet. Um, that his hair used to didn't be this long, and then just I don't know when he really started growing it, but once I saw him in his little what I call pony knob, I can't. I don't want him to do without that now. um, oh no, suburban hillbilly. I don't want him to do a man bun. Not knocking anybody that does, but no, I don't want Derek to do that. Oh, Ginger, so you had a sweet tooth. I don't have a sweet tooth. I have like I don't know 20 something of them. Oh, Derek. Some guys can pull it off. I think, but Ginger, it was hot. That it was actually not as hot as it has been. Um, the wind's been kind of blowing. Um, I really don't know what temperature it was, but you could physically see that it wasn't that hot. What there?
That was, yes, I think West Virginia used a video here a while back for Bond Remedies. It looked really good.
I don't know. Sorry, he was telling me something I already knew. Scotty, I'm trying to remember what the Pippi Longstocking look would be. I have just drew a blank on Pippi Longstocking. Yeah, Ginger, I was hoping that everybody would be a little cooler. Sorry, y'all, my arms itching. My arm was itching one time at work, and it was kind of embarrassing because I was out at the counter. I was waiting on somebody. So I did just like I did then, just stuck my hand up my sleeve and I was scratching my arm. And I felt something in my shirt and I pulled out a dryer sheet. It was kind of embarrassing, but that explained then why my arm was itching. So, and not now, but um, these sticker shirts that I like to wear, the dryer sheets will kind of hide in them. And funnily enough, that was not the first time I pulled a dryer sheet out of my shirt at work. Now, over the weekend, it was bad hot. It it was, which luckily we didn't go anywhere. We just stayed inside, and it took an effort just to keep this double wide cool with all three air conditioners going. But we didn't have to get out and go anywhere. So, but you could just open the front door, even though we have a storm door. You could just feel the heat boiling through that storm door. And it's usually this kind of weather to where, even thinking of something for supper, you don't want to have to turn the oven on, or have something on the stove for a while, because that does just seem to just make, especially the kitchen, just make it super, super hot. Oh, Scotty. Yep. The heat index that's what gets you too. It's bad enough, when the temperature is going to be terrible, that then the heat index just makes it that much worse. Yeah, Piggy. That's right. On the sweet teeth. I've often teased that I don't have a sweet tooth. I have a mouthful of them. And the regular food ones, I don't know. I had my wisdom teeth cut out. It might have been one of those wisdom teeth that was the regular food craving one. 'Oh, Suburban Hillbilly, I'm glad your stove got fixed. I had actually forgot that you had mentioned that, but um, yeah, I'm glad it got repaired. 15 alerts on your phone about the weather. Yeah, they usually make it a point, whether it's, you know, any kind of warning, whether it's, thunderstorms or heat, but especially heat. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Joey. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it is tough being without a stove. I know I mentioned this too during a live, but me and Derek didn't have a stove a long time ago for 3 years. We made do with a microwave and a little hot plate that Mama had bought for me. Um, I really don't know if that time we just couldn't afford a stove, or um, if we had just got so content with not having one. But after a while, we finally got one. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm just reading the chat. Um, yeah, that was bad, Ginger, about the melted butter. She's already 10 minutes till. Um, which I'm just not. I've often said I wasn't going to count heads, but I noticed Lynn hadn't popped in, and I'm hoping Nanny Tam is continuing to do better as well. Which last Tuesday, I had mentioned this earlier. I participated in Tony at Kettle Kitchen there his trivia game, and I did. I really did enjoy playing that. There was some I got, some I didn't. Um, you didn't never know the category. It was just luckily though it was multiple choice. Um, but one of the questions was what is the most popular pet in the United States, and the options were dogs, cats, fish, and hamsters. So I already just kind of myself eliminated cats. And to me, I eliminated fish. It was a toss up in my mind between dogs and hamsters. So I finally, just picked dogs. No, it turns out it was fish. Fish is the most popular pet in the United States. And that just blew my mind. I would have never, I'd have said hamsters before I said fish. So I got that one wrong. Um, I got quite a few of them wrong, but now I got some right too. Oh, is that what happened there? I couldn't remember what had actually happened to the stove. Am I reading that right, Johnny? Christine's going to participate tonight in Tony's game. Tony opted to just keep it a single player game um, because I don't know which the one I did. I was kind of like the guinea pig, and it wound up being not quite a whole hour, maybe about 45 minutes. And theoretically, he's had like if another person had been playing along, it would have probably went over the hour. So he's just going to keep it single player. Really, Suburban Hillbilly? You can perform CPR on a fish? I have never. Um, well, I guess it's not something I didn't know. I just didn't realize um, that that was a thing. Yeah, getting back to that uh, pet question. Um, we even had an aquarium. Me and Ron. It was actually mine and Rhonda's 12th birthday present was an aquarium. And I guess though I don't know why I just thought fish was. I thought it was going to be wrong. Like I said, I would have never. I would have said hamsters before I said fish. But I guess they are more uh, maybe easier to maintain. Ours really wasn't though. They were pretty though to watch. Kind of serene like. We had an eel. Um, I don't even really know what the proper name of it was, but we named him Mr. Roper. And my brother-in-law at the time, he had found a baby frog. So we put the little frog in there, and he had a field day in there until Mr. Roper had him over for lunch. Um, so yeah, we learned not to put anything new in there, not with Mr. Roper swimming around. I was suburban hillbilly. I see now. So you're basically just getting uh, water back through their gills and stuff too. Yeah, Ginger. The little froggy was he was the main course. I know when we used to have like the Halloween carnivals, at our little school because we lived right across the road from the school. Um, I don't know why mom and daddy never stopped us, but we would do the ping pong ball, toss it and get into the little goldfish bowl. Um, oh my goodness, that at the fish that we had to flush over those years. Well, guys, I'm showing that it's like three till. I definitely want to be able to watch Christine participate. So I'm probably going to be wrapping it up. I have so enjoyed everybody coming in. Um, Good night, Suburban Hillbilly. Thanks for being here. But like I said, guys, I'm probably going to just go ahead and wrap it up. I have enjoyed talking to everybody, and those awkward pauses, I'm sorry. Like I said, Derek's still a little better at filling in the gaps than me, but I have so enjoyed it. I'm probably not going to be able to do a live next Tuesday, but I'll definitely try to do one the Tuesday after. But y'all just have a good night. Stay safe, take care, stay cool. I know that's hard to do in this type of weather. But until our next Talk About Tuesday, y'all just have a good night. I love each of you. So, good night.